Hey, welcome back to Hugs and Honey. Good to see you today. So I don't I've got something I want to say today, but it's not a totally cohesive message. But it's important nevertheless. So I appreciate your patience as I sort of fumble through it. But I just obtained 2 new clients today, which I'm very, very excited about. And I have a third one that is in the hopper, as they say. That's someone who is in my pipeline, someone who I believe will be a client very, very soon. And another one that when I say that, I'm thinking of that might also become a client. And all of them are men. All of them are in their late 30s or 40s or maybe even into their 50s. And they're all men. And the reason why I bring this up is because I believe that in many ways, men are an underserved, underappreciated population. I believe that men have been taught to sort of grin and bear it, to be really strong, that men don't cry, that, you kind of bury your emotions, and that you're not really a man if you show emotion, if you show any sort of soft emotion or any emotion that might make you feel weak. And women have been conditioned to believe this about men, that if men cry or show any sort of emotion or weakness, that they're not worthy of our love or our appreciation, or that they're not strong. So it's a little bit of a vicious cycle where the men have been taught this and programmed in this way, and the women have also been programmed in this way. So they believe that they're men, if they're not strong and sort of resilient to any kind of negative emotion, that they're weak, okay? And this is not the case. In fact, I really truly believe that a man who is able to cry is stronger than any man who does not cry, who ignores his emotions, and who believes that he is stronger than, what his subtle energy body is telling him. And he's not being honest with himself. And so I say this all because I want to normalize men looking for help and finding help and searching for help and receiving help. And I want women to recognize that men need help just the same as we do, and that men have feelings just the same as we do. In fact, oftentimes they feel deeper. If you have a boy, if you have a son, you understand what I'm talking about. You get it. And somewhere in the rearing process, the growing up process, we try to condition emotions out of our children, especially our boys. And this is not healthy for anyone. I think it really became prevalent when we were in times of war, whether it be the First World War, the Second World War, Vietnam, or any of the wars that we have had where men have been the dominant participants in the war. We have sort of had to stop the emotion of that in order to cope, in order to deal with the horrific circumstances that come from things like that. And so we've been conditioned to not feel the feelings that feel really difficult and upsetting and hard and sad. The feelings of loss, the feelings of grief, the feelings of anger and resentment and tolerance. and the feeling of frustration that you can't do anything about it. These are feelings that we are not taught in school how to deal with. And at home, we are taught to kind of erase the negative, the feelings that hurt, the feelings that are difficult. We want to pretend like they're not there. So this whole idea of only being happy, of only letting good vibes come in, is not very healthy for us, because we need all the vibes. We need all of the different frequencies of energy to pass through us and pass through our bodies. And we need to learn to become a conduit for energy and not hold it and not react in fear. And so I wanted to bring this up because I wanted to offer permission to any man who is watching this right now to know that you are strong and brave and courageous when you show your true emotions. And especially if you can do it in a way that is healthy, that allows you to express it without hurting anyone else, it becomes an art form. It becomes something that you really have to practice on how to release these strong, powerful energies that exist in our bodies as a result of trauma or abuse or just neglect of our truth and what's happening in our lives. And so we have to sort of recondition ourselves into thinking a different way and into valuing these emotions rather than repressing them and pushing them down and pretending like they don't exist. Like if someone threatens you, like, don't be a pansy, or boys don't cry, man up. One of my least favorite sayings. Because women can man up too, you know, whatever the male characteristics are that we're talking about, we can also man up. Because we all have masculine and feminine inside of us. So it's just a matter of pulling forth which energy we want. Each energy is important. Each energy has a specific purpose. And so knowing and understanding that and allowing the energies and the thoughts and the feelings and the vibrations to pass through us while appreciating all of them is super, super important. And so as a culture, as a society, we are not trained or conditioned or educated on how to handle these feelings and emotions. We have no idea. It is not part of our vocabulary and our everyday speech and conversation, but I want it to be. Because, guys, I see you. I have 3 brothers and sort of a 4th and many male friends. I have a son. I love men. I really do. I love men. So I love you if you're a man and you're watching. I love women too, but I really love men, especially, and I have a lot of compassion and empathy and forgiveness for how we have sort of conditioned and raised our men in our society as Americans in the last decade, not only decade, sorry, the last century. And I think we have a lot of repair work to do emotionally as we evolve as humans, as conscious beings. And I think now is the time. We're rising together. We're becoming aware and appreciation and gratitude for everything that we have, including all of our feelings, whether they feel bad or good, we need to take responsibility for and ownership of. And so I just wanted to acknowledge the men. I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you. And I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.